be setting up and showing you how to use one of our most popular products, which is called an air skid or an air skid set. So why don't we go take a look at that and we'll talk more. This is a set of 4 air skids. Typically, air skids will come in a set of 4 or 6. These are 12-inch air skids, which is our smallest standard set. They do about 12,000 pounds. Standards go from 12,000 all the way up into 300+ thousand pounds. Typical setup, like I said, is going to have 4, probably 1 in each corner. If it's 6 for a longer load, you might do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. They include the skids, and then they also include 1 hose per air skid, as well as a hand control, which allows you to modulate the air between the air skids, so that, let's say, if you have a load that's heavier on one side than the other, you can tweak the airflow to match, so you can float a variety of different weight distributions. So why don't we go ahead and take a look more closely at how you'd actually set each of these up. And now the other feature here is this inlet, which comes with a quick disconnect on one of the 4 hoses that is going to be coming off of the controller. And all you have to do is slide that on there and you're good to go. Each of these also comes with a quick disconnect here that allows you to quickly put these lines on and off. On the top here you have a pressure valve. That valve shows you whether or not your air is on. This here is our standard air skid controller. You can see this is actually a 6-port controller, 2 on this side, 4 on this side. This would allow you to operate up to 6 air skids. This here is the main air on-off. This is a ball valve that allows you to turn the air on from your plant air supply. You'll also see each of these 6 valves have a flow control on here. This flow control allows you to adjust the air independently to each skid so that you can move loads with different centers of gravity. On the top of the control, you have a pressure indicator that tells you whether or not you have sufficient air to run the system. And then lastly, we have this. This is called a deadman pendant. This pendant allows you to rapidly inflate or deflate so that you can do your moves in a safe manner. And by lifting off of this, the air skids will rapidly deflate and settle your load within a second or 2 so it won't drift on you. So that's a great safety feature that we would always recommend including on one of these sets. One thing worth mentioning is that on these air skids, when you set these up, you're going to want to make sure that your load, whether it's a frame or a crate or a machine, you're going to want to make sure that you have coverage over a certain area here in the center. If you check out our spec sheets, we call that out, but you just want to make sure that your load is sitting squarely here in the middle and not off to the side. This ensures that the air skid floats in a level way. So the way I would typically set up this controller once we have the weight on the air skids is I'm going to open the main flow control here to the skids, and then this is my toggle to actuate the air. Now, as you can see right now, the air skids are not going to inflate because I have these flow controls turned all the way down, which is where you should start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actuate the deadman pendant, and then I'm going to turn these up maybe a half a turn each, and I'm going to work my way up until I start to see them float. And now you can see these are hopping a little bit, right? That's because these air skids have a lot more capacity than the weight that we have on here. So if you start to see hop like this, you're just going to turn these down a little bit, and you're going to see them settle out and float smoothly. There you go. And now I can rapidly deflate these by letting go of the deadman pendant. And again, now they'll inflate, and now they're already set to the correct airflow. So once we have this done, we're ready to go ahead and make our move. So now that we've put an air skid under each corner of the load, and we have adjusted the individual flow controls to match the weight, we're ready to go ahead and get started. So first step is I'm just going to click this deadman pendant and wait 1 to 2 seconds for the load to lift, you can see that each air skid is levitating maybe about ½ an inch to 1 inch off of the ground. And now you can see by hand, I'm able to move. In this case, these air skids, the 12-inch air skids, will do 12,000 pounds. So you can see how easy it is to move. And then when I'm done and I want to stop the load, I let off the dead man. And now you can see it's sitting safely on the ground. We keep every standard air skid size in stock. So if you have an application where you're looking to move something that is heavy, large, or awkward, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to help you with your application.